Hi, Nizzy. Welcome back. We haven't spoken since the outbreak of the pandemic. So, how's COVID been affecting you and your life over there in Uganda, mate?
Hello, Mr. Paul. Thank you for inviting me back on the show. I thank God we are still alive, and let's pray for our colleagues who are still struggling with this pandemic, especially with my colleagues in tourism and entire hospitality, entirely depend on making tours, trips. COVID started way back in March. So it is so difficult, and there's no other business. Everything is cancelled because of a lockdown and following the guidelines from government and the World Health Organization. There's no business. So it's very difficult clearing bills. We have dependence. So life is hard, complicated, and we don't know when this is gonna end.
Yeah, it is a real problem. We don't know when it's going to end either, Nizzy. But look, we've had more lockdowns here in Australia recently, and some of our borders are closed, and the pubs and the clubs and restaurants, gyms shut. But what happens to life in Uganda when you have lockdowns over there?
Lockdown means different aspects. In rich and poor countries, or developing countries like Uganda, and more so in rural settings that live near conservation areas, it means extreme poverty. Most of Ugandans work in informal sector. It means there is lockdown of everything. Most families depend on what we call the daily bread. Men have to wake up, go work, look for food, the same to their children, women, and so forth. So there is nowhere they can get food because they are not working. So definitely they'll go hunting because if you can't find what to eat and you can have a bushmeat. So basically the lockdown has brought up only one opportunity to locals who live near these conservation areas to go killing these animals. The poaching has become rampant in these few months. You can see how serious this lockdown has manifested against the wildlife.
Obviously, there's big issues there with poaching, and we've seen that in Indonesia as well. Look, around the world, we have seen, though, positive images and signs of videos of wildlife that's increasing in population, reclaiming areas that it hasn't been in before. Has any of the rangers or anyone you've been talking to have seen an increase in wildlife in Uganda since COVID?
Pontus Onzima, who is the chief warden, Queen Elizabeth National Park, he did believe that there is an increase in the wildlife. When he was briefing the Independent magazine, which is a local magazine here, he did acknowledge, the highest number of ungulates. They are sporting freely, elephants, lions, buffalo, very excited. So it's true, but there are no statistics to confirm that. We'll do census in 2 years to come. Maybe we can prove that with the statistics. But it's true. It's true. The wardens, game rangers, they are giving the positive reports. Yeah, despite the increased cases of poaching.
Oh, well, that's a bit of a silver lining, I suppose. Despite you say, despite all the increasing poaching and everything. Hey, the other thing, when we were talking last time, we talked a lot about Rafiki and his group there, the Silverback Gorilla. But just prior to this interview, we were talking on the phone, and you were saying you actually had some news about Rafiki. What's been going on, buddy?
And sad. Oh, Rafiki. For those listeners who have tracked mountain gorillas in Uganda or have gone on gorilla trekking with me or other companies, You are aware of Nkulingo family. And if you know Nkulingo family, you could be likely to be knowing Rafiki. Rafiki was a silverback heading Nkulingo group.
Hold on. Was a silverback. That doesn't sound very good. What's happened to Rafiki?
On first, while the game rangers and gorilla doctors were doing their work, they discovered something strange. Rafiki was missing. The family was desperate. They proceeded their search to the next day. So on second, they found the body of Rafiki. When the postmortem was done, it was sharp object that entered his stomach, and the doctors discovered a wrong person, a poacher, could have caused his death. So the search went on and they arrested a man called Felix and his three colleagues. When they got into their premises, they discovered wire snares, spears, the bushmeat, dog hunting bell, and many more.
So was it bushmeat? What was their excuse?
They had gone hunting and Rafiki charged at them and ended up killing him. But it's not true. If you look at the objects these guys had, it means they were senior poachers.
Oh, that's really, really sad. I know that you've known him. Rafiki's been around for quite a long time, hasn't he?
Rafiki entered Kuringo Group in 2003. One morning, the game rangers, the trackers got surprised to discover that there was a stranger in Kuringo family. This was Rafiki, a blackback by then. That is 2003. But they were shocked the way Rafiki was humble, respectful, and I think it's from his patience that he maneuvered to be a silverback to lead the family. So from that day, he was named Rafiki. Rafiki is Swahili word that means a friend.
So what was the sentence for the poachers?
These poachers were brought to court and they were sentenced life imprisonment.
Well, that should be enough. Is that then the right message?
As a conservationist, a tour guide, a love of nature, I don't think imprisoning all their entire life is enough to send the message. Government has to do something through, revenue sharing. These are the people who entirely live with these animals. They know, the problems when they go astray in their garden fields. But all the time they are seeing tourists, they are seeing us tour guides, but they are suffering. Their children can't go to school. They are living misery life. But government pockets money. Even when donors, donate something, these people don't directly benefit. But I know these people can change. They can get equal share. But imprisoning someone, life is not enough. We have to do something. We can change and fight for the rights of wildlife.
So what happens now to the Karingo group now that Rafiki's not there? Do they disband and what's going on?
If the two remaining blackbacks don't take over, the group is going to disintegrate. The females are going to go into other groups, be they are married, and we are likely to have Kuringo family no more. But I play the younger blackbacks takes over from Rafiki.
Yeah, I hope so too. And well, I suppose one bit of good news coming up for both of us. Of course, in 2017, we had a great World Cassowary Day, and I got contacted by the Diane Fossey group, and they wanted to know how to set up World Gorilla Day. And World Gorilla Day is on 2 days before World Cassowary Day, on the 24th of September. So I hope you're going to be out there celebrating World Gorilla Day.
Thank you for inviting me back on the show. I'll be celebrating World Gorilla Day and, of course, World Cassowary Day. And I hope to take you and feel trekking with my gorillas when this pandemic ends.